So welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jules and I'm very excited to have you guys here. And today I want to talk about something very specific, and it's why hustling doesn't work. And before you guys are looking at me and telling me, well, what are you talking about, Jules? Because everyone tells me to grind and hustle. I want to talk to you guys about the moment that my business started to work. So I don't know if I shared the story here before on my YouTube channel. I have shared it on my podcast. I had a failing business, like a horrible business for my first 2 years because I didn't realize something important. Strategy is the most important thing in a business, and I'll explain to you guys. We can work a lot and just run on that hamster wheel, but if we don't have a vision, if we don't know what's the point of what we're doing, then nothing's going to work for us. And there is something that I tell my team and I tell my clients and I tell everyone is that I have this thing about myself that it's annoying. Like, I will agree to anything that you want, but you have to give me a good why. Because if there is no good why to what you're doing, then you're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. No one's going to do it. And when it comes to hustling, aka working hard on something, we confuse working hard with working in the business or on the business. And I'll explain. One of the things that I realize is that no big entity that made a lot of money, no big person, works in their business. They don't provide service. Now, I've talked about me liking to do some things in my business. If I want to make a lot of money and I want to actually have a life, then I don't want to do everything by myself. And a lot of people are awfully scared of that position where they have to grow their team, up their team, invest money. But there is no way to get to those bigger clients, to get to those people who actually want this all-in-one service if you do everything by yourself. Hustle culture has its standard, and I'm okay with it. I don't want to trade my life for the business. Like, I have dreams and aspirations that aren't just my career. And I'm allowed to want to be an entrepreneur, but also want to be a mom or a wife or actually have a life. It's not that if you work harder, you make more money, but if you work smarter, you get more money. So I'll explain to you guys. When I started to break the cycle in my business, that's from going to me providing all of the service to my team doing all the work for me. What I struggled with wasn't training the team. It wasn't, people doing the meetings instead of me. It was trusting the fact that if they'll mess up, I will be able to live with it. Or if my name gets a bit dirty, then I will be able to live with it. But the truth is, everyone has clients that are super happy with their service and clients that aren't super happy with their service. And we've managed to create this 98, almost 100% success rate. And you're talking about ridiculous numbers, like absurd numbers. Looking at my numbers now, I was like, okay, this is an insane amount of knowledge that I could give people. But if I don't talk to more people, then what am I doing? Like, why did I create this business? And how can I give them more? I'm not talking about myself. How can I give my clients more value? Because my knowledge is very limited. And then I realized this cheat code in the business world, right? You don't have to be a pro at everything, but you have to know a bit to hire people who are pros at what they're doing. So let's say, for an example, in my marketing company, right? We do videography, we do editing, we do paid ads, we do AI and automations for them. And my business partner, Lee, all right, if I'll call her by her name, she knows how to do organic growth perfectly. She didn't know how to grow a team. She didn't know how to train them. That was my job. And I was like, okay, listen, I don't want people to come to you, just get that great video and that's it. I want to be a home for them. I want them to get comfortable. I want them to feel like they don't need any other retainers or like pay someone else except us. I want them to feel like they're getting this all-in-one experience. And then she told me, I agree with you. I don't want them to pay other people as well. So I was like, okay, who are those other people that they're paying? And we looked at campaigners. We looked at SEO people. We looked at everyone else. And I was like, could we offer them? Could we up them? Could we upgrade them? So we started with a basic plan. And then we were like, okay, what are some upgrades that we could give them? So we started with one upgrade, right? Just one thing, one specific thing. And we realized that people were actually more happy and more satisfied when they got this all-in-one service. So we were like, okay, what else do they want? Email marketing. Okay, well, we're going to provide that. What else do they want? They want automations. Okay, we're going to provide that. What else do they want? So we started to hire people, freelancers, that helped us. And when we saw that our training with the freelancers was great, that the freelancers were doing a great job, we either got them to work just for us, which was an incredible experience by itself because you get to see people that work with you and believe in you, or we hired people that worked just for us. And we looked at them and we were like, okay, incredible. So we started with realization that we want a service that's not dependent on our skills, but we get experts to do the work for us because we want experts to do everything. We want to trust what we're selling. We wanted to make sure that we give the customers an all-in-one experience. So that was what our mission was. And we realized that, okay, we're going to start with one specific thing. And I talked about how when I started my consulting business, I was doing everything at first. And I was building their departments with them. So it was crazy. It was product, it was marketing, it was financial planning, it was sales, it was how to be more efficient. And then I was like, okay, I need coaches for each one of them. So my business partner started to teach marketing. So I had more time and I managed to train the person who taught sales. And that got me more time. And I managed to train the person who was doing financial planning. And each one of them was an expert. So the service was actually getting better and better. So a lot of people are like, okay, wait, hold on. I understand that I need more time to make more money, but I don't know how to get people to do the job for me. I'm like, hold on, wait up. Step one, what is one specific thing that someone else can do for you? How can we build the offer differently? How can we strategize the offer that they will either get experts to do the job for them or the job with them? As for, coaching, as for people who actually live the service, like in my consulting business. And how could we free ourselves just a tad more from providing the service itself? Because at first I was doing 100% of the job and then I was doing 80. Step two, how can we gather the team? How could we hire an expert? And if there is something that I didn't do, I didn't hire any juniors. I hired experts and I managed to pay them because they weren't doing a full-time job at first. How could I just give them a bit of work so they'll work for me? And that needs financial planning. So if you guys don't know what's your financial plan, then you have to get one because if you want to play big people know their numbers. You have to know your numbers. So I managed to get my team. How can I expand my team? And how can I market my new offer? So people want the job done. And that's something that I had a limiting belief about. I thought people wanted me, but no, people wanted the promise that I sell them, but the job done. They didn't care if Jules does the service. They managed to get through to me in workshops because I love doing them. They managed to see me a lot more in marketing, in AI, or like digital courses that I was giving them for free because I wanted to, generate more money. I wanted to make the offer great. I wanted to get them better results. So I started to build, the offer itself. And I realized that people were interested in the change. People were interested in the change that we were selling. And that was an incredible moment of, I got you. Today, when I ask my clients, what's the biggest advantage that you get from us? They were like, you know what? Because there's a consultant, there's an expert for every problem that you experience, you get that all-in-one feeling. And that, my biggest fear for years, is now my biggest advantage. And that was, thank God, due to my high standards. I didn't hire any juniors who were messing up. And then I didn't become, scared because there's this confidence that you build or this momentum that you build when you hire someone new. And if they mess up big time because they're juniors, they're going to make mistakes. Then you're like, oh shit, it's a bad mistake. I'm not going to do it anymore. And thank God I was smart enough, I did that before, right? To realize that I have to hire people who are experts and I have to train them and I don't trust them immediately. You don't just throw everything on them. You don't just tell them, oh yeah, do everything. You show them how to do it. You give them 1 or 2 clients. You see if it worked or didn't work. And then you expand the work. And when people see that they get experts, when people see that their needs are met, they're just going to come. So I started with strategic planning. I started with hiring my team. I continued with marketing, and then I improved the offer. So for the longest time, what I did and the last thing that I did was sales. So people were talking to this guy. He was setting up calls for me. They were meeting with me, and I was selling to them. And then I got someone to do the sales for me. And I managed to completely automate my business. I brought in a CEO. She was handling everything for me. And I had a lot of free time to sell more to colleges, to people who teach. I was making bigger deals because I had more time. So we managed to grow a lot more because we actually had a team of experts. And it was an insane realization to me. So how did I manage to do it? I managed to do it by realizing that I had to focus on strategizing everything from my offer to my team, to my marketing, to my sales, to regrowing everything, to realizing that everything has its pace. You can't rush stuff. You have to strategize it. I didn't grow because I was doing everything by myself. I grew because I had a team with me. And when I saw someone in my team that was a good person, that was smart, that was unique, I became their business partner in their own company. I just managed to buy more and more and more companies and invest in them as people, as my business partners, as CEO. That's how I got my marketing company. That's how I got my sales company. That's how I got my efficiency. Like, we teach people how to be more efficient company, productivity company. That's how I got my financial planning company. I just saw good people with great experience that didn't know how to do business. And I knew how to do business. So we became business partner, and we all started to help one another. And we realized that it's less scary when you have a team with you, because now it's not that I care for them, they care for me as well. So think about it, guys. When you want to grow, when you want to spread around and you want to do more, you can't do it if you're stuck on this hamster wheel, but you can do it if you have a team with you that each carries its load. Hope you guys a good day. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.